Well, back again with another edition of XFeed. Hope you guys are doing well. It is FUD Friday. To be honest, I don't know if I picked a whole bunch of tweets that are funny, but nonetheless, it's going to be a good time. Apparently, one of the longest standing NBA Top Shot people that I know, I think they just got the can. What the hell is going on with these things? Apparently something within Christie's auction sold for like 13 million, and it's like a piece of art. And they're saying NFTs are a scam? Absolutely no way. We're seeing esports continue to try to amalgamate themselves, or at least these esport teams, with Web3 games. I have a problem with how they did it. If you follow me on X, well, you might have seen it last night. And we got a fun interview coming up next week if you haven't seen that. If you guys are excited for this, please smash that like button. Thank you so much for being here. Let us get into the show. Okay, so right off the rip here, gotta zoom in all the way. Woo, guys, we're interviewing the Futureverse founders next week. Let's freaking go. And this is going to be on May 21st at 7 p.m. EST. Again, if you're in New Zealand, it's going to be the day after at 11 a.m. But here's a quick promo video that I threw together today. So you guys can, see it. Haven't even gotten ready yet, and Futureverse out here making announcements.
We have hundreds of thousands of users onboarding now.
You can go from a Ready Player One universe into a Harry Potter world.
The Root Network brand tagline is where anything can be connected to anything.
And we get to create the future of the internet.
Live on May 21st, I get to interview Aaron and Shara. See you then. Banger. Listen, I got to get used to this because I cut off the top. You guys can't see all the disgusting tabs that I have on here, but it totally mucks up every single video I ever play. But anyway, very excited for this. If you guys have anything kind of in specific that you want me to talk about, I kind of have an idea. We're cooking up some goods, but if there is anything that you guys think, hey, maybe I can bring up, feel free to let me know, and we'll see if we can do such a thing just for you. You simply don't understand how deep in the kitchen We Are Hume is right now. Tomatoes being sliced, onions being diced, olive oil in the pan, salt in the pasta water, pasta fresh as it comes. We are simply cooking. Now, what the heck is We Are Hume? The on-chain record label and home of Angel Baby. If you don't know what this is, basically it is a character that is supposed to be a metaverse star, as wild as that is. I think it's a real person, but they're using this as an avatar to cover that. I believe maybe it's only AI. Correct me if I'm wrong, but very interesting here is yesterday we were highlighting about the music industry potentially benefiting massively from the metaverse. Well, here's somebody that might be just jumping on board with that. 1 cent saying from NBA Top Shot mailbag, since January 1st of this year, 27,000 plus unique collectors have purchased a pack or moment on NBA Top Shot. While prices for 99% of moments likely never come back or get back to their 2021 highs, having this many buyers is likely more than any other NFT collection can claim. So it is interesting to think about 27,000 people. When you generally think of the Ethereum NFTs, where again, they're more like the collections out of 10,000, obviously they have the side collections as well. But even though there's that many NFTs, there's actually not that many people that own them. Most of these collections have between 2 to upwards of 4,000 people, but those individuals, some of them have multitudes of whatever it is. So again, 27,000 people on NBA Top Shot since January. Crazy numbers. And then Austin Kent here, again, great guy within NBA Top Shot. From my understanding, he was the one that used to create pretty much every single moment, set them up. Not sure how their process C works, but he's saying it's official. After 3 years exploring the future of sports, tech, media, and yes, fandom, my time at NBA Top Shot came to an end this season. Thank you to the incredible community that made this such an unforgettable experience from day one. So what are we building next? Glad that there is kind of a good vibe around him kind of pass and hopefully get something that is good, or maybe he left on his own volition. I don't really know. Okay, so we were talking about the esports orgs, right? And for anyone that doesn't know, I am a huge esports person. I've been watching League of Legends, Overwatch, Call of Duty, all those crazy things. And Amanda coming through on those 40 months. Holy sweet suffering succotash.
Hello Vanch 2 happy chicken Vanch 2 popcorn.
I love the way that sounds. Thank you so much for the total of 40 months. That is absolutely insane. So, again, back to the point, I watch a lot of esports and I feel like I'm the perfect target audience for this, okay? This is something that's a Web3 game. It's with a massive esports org. And the people that they use in this video, I literally watch videos. This guy streams. I apparently don't follow him on X here, but I do follow him on Twitch. And so they're doing this promo for Guild of Guardians. And I just want to get your kind of initial 1 minute vibe off this because it just feels completely off as a promo.
Come on, man, kill the boss.
Yeah, I got it. I think you're doomed.
Hey everyone, Medios and Mango here, and today we'll be doing a challenge both in-game and out-of-game thanks to Guild of Guardians.
Let's do this.
All right, looks like I'm going first. Got my abilities all ready to go.
You just insta use your abilities right away.
Okay, so I feel like I'm going to have to add some extra commentary to this. So I was watching this on my phone last night, right? And obviously a phone shrunk massively. And what is all this blank space around them? Like, what the hell is this? Highlight the game more. I don't really care about, like, seeing the guys. Like, if their voice is behind it, I get it. They're not explaining how the game works at all. For the average person, they're probably thinking, hey, maybe this is like a Raid Shadow Legend game, right? But no, this is a Web3 blockchain game that is having its world debut and partnering with Cloud9.
Way kind of guy.
I mean, if I got it, why not?
It'll look pretty easy.
I'm a bit of a natural. Health can't be bad.
Health's the boring option, bro.
Okay, why are we picking these things?
Let's go. He's gonna just one-tap everybody. This zombie butcher's kind of getting rolled. All right, his boys are dead. It's just him.
He's done.
Easy.
Yeah, almost died.
Oh, look at these rewards.
All right, it's my turn. Let's see if I can do better. I'm a...
maybe I'm crazy, but then at the end of this, they go and like they start playing like bow and arrow in the backyard, and like they're like, "Thanks, Guild of Guardians," and I'm like, what kind of weird crossover attempt at like a piece of content is this? Again, don't want to be negative. Excited the Guild of Guardians is doing their thing, but man, I really hope that we don't have like. Do we say like cringe level ads coming out? Now, some people said what Wab did here is a little bit cringe. Curious what you guys think. So Wab tweeted out this thing regarding GCR, who's a huge, massive trader, and all these things of what he had to say, but apparently it was entirely fake. However, it got 1 million views being fake. And for Wab, he is the founder of Sappy Seals, Pixelverse, Pixel Labs, whole bunch of different things, and obviously has a mass following here of 101,000. Now, a lot of people were like, oh, ha, 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 that's funny. It seemed like other people, I'm not sure if it was like fake or not, but they were like, why is the founder out here talking about things and like spreading fake news? Other people, again, saying like, oh, we understand that it's a bit, and it's just funny that like no matter what in Web3, there's always some kind of shenanigans going on. Wolf Game last night, again, some massive sweeps with that. Kind of crazy seeing them kind of not really have any attention, move over to Blast, and boom, absolutely rocketing in terms of floor price. Now, the Root name service is launching here for the Root network. I've been very curious because not only do we have the cycle rewards that are ending in like a day, we have a quest reward that's about to be distributed, I'm assuming soon, and then in addition to that, there's going to be another one with a quest ending in like 10 days. So basically what I'm saying is there is a lot of Root that's about to hit the market, and I feel like they would probably have some things lined up to have some token sinks for that, and it looks like that is the case. And they are giving away 777.root. Just as a reminder, if people are looking at these things, Pokemon names, 3 digits, as they're highlighting with the 777. A lot of people are going for them. Curious what the cost of this is going to be as well. And I mean, I think I even have some like ENS names, Ethereum name service ones that I need to like renew that I haven't. So either way, it shall be relatively interesting, but that is going live on Sunday, May 19th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now, Frank the Gods here, it's something that was kind of funny. Somebody highlighted this post saying, yeah, boys, no stress, but $5 million market cap is riding on your pen strokes. Now go get creative. That's unbelievable. That's absolutely unbelievable that they're doing all these things. And it's just, whether it be the art collections, whether it be something that is IRL events, most of these things are just like, hey, what's the vibe of the art style? Yo, Jay Louie, what's going on? We're over on Twitch, YouTube, and X. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Atari, the cost is on the site. I just found it. Oh, is it? How much? How much? How much? How much? Let me know. Let me know. And this is one of the things that sold at Christie's for $13.65 million. $13.65 million. Now, this kind of gives me the vibes of what like Stranger Things are or is, you know what I mean? But I mean, at the same time, 13.65 million. All right, the art market, something maybe to get into. So I try to go to Christie's to see what some of the other kind of like average costs are, what else people are trying to bid on, and their site is down. So we have something that is selling on a site for 34 million, or sorry, 3.4 million, whatever it was, and the site doesn't even work. What year are we in? Some interesting data on attention in Web3. Gaming has lost 33% mind share since January. Now, I don't know like where these stats come from, I guess would be the right way to view it, but Sandra's saying narrative mindshare now versus start of the year 2024. And when we go through this, the ones that are positive, AI and memes up here at the top, it looks like the ETFs have really dropped down a little bit. GameFi also got completely crushed. It did feel at the beginning of the year, everybody was really excited about 2024 and the happenings that were going on. And I have no idea what the hell DSOC is. RWAs at 5.88%. And again, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about real world assets, if you check the description below in the YouTube video, you will be able to link to the podcast called RWA Segments that I'm hosting, and hope you guys enjoy that. BRC20 within Bitcoin lost a little bit. And then SocialFi looks to be the biggest gainer on this. Obviously, fantasy top. Everybody out there doing different things on socials. It's very interesting that seems to be something that has gotten way more attention than I think anybody thought going into this year. So Garga here with a post within the Discord highlighting some of the mutants and the 3D aspect of it. You kind of got to think, okay, so we've designed these 2D things. Now we have to do 3D. And he's saying there's an insane amount of work that gets put into these things from the Yuga side before the vendor touches stuff, like decks with absurdly specific specs and stuff about every single trade, etc. It's so hard to get 60 plus artists all in a row in the same direction. Codas are what is landing next. 3D models already done, but rigging and assembly and stuff is happening because it felt like a good middle stepping point between BYC and the complexity of MAYC. And so for anybody that doesn't know the Codas, they're kind of like this ball-like creatures where none of them have anywhere near the extra kind of detail or like weirdness, for lack of a better term, of the traits. Atari 5 characters is $10, 4 characters is $50, 3 characters is $150, 2 characters is $350, and 1 character is $750. Does Ethereum name service even do 1 characters? That seems insane. But for $750 for you, apparently you can have the 1-digit name en route. So Coliseum here announced a partnership with Forbes Web3. I don't know what that is, to be totally honest. Like, the Forbes Web3 thing is being backed by a whole bunch of things as of late. It's got a mass following, but I don't see it on my timeline that much. But I saw Coliseum post it and I was like, okay, let's get into it. And they highlight some of the offerings of that Legacy Pass, and it includes your name in a 2024 physical Forbes magazine, so we can have Mr. Harry Swan in a physical Forbes magazine. Are we excited about that? Do we care about that? I don't know. Maybe VIP tickets to the Under 30 Summit, plus global networking meetups, voting rights for the new Forbes Web3 list, and you can get backed by Forbes for your next project. So this is kind of interesting, where it does feel that every collection has something different to offer. So as I've tried to bring up before, for like VFriends, it feels that most of the people within that are, trying to do something entrepreneurial, where that's not every collection, right? I would say a lot of people within Bored Apes like that, or have done something along those lines as well. But I think it's cool, right? Because these are supposed to be memberships, passes, an ability to get to a network, and it's a way that you can access a whole bunch of people. And I think that that's something that just isn't really focused on as much from what it is. But also free premium subscription and weekly crypto newsletter, access to a partnered events and products, and access to curated drops, with the first one in collaboration with Ordinal's Generative Master Harto. LV50 will buy all the one-digit names, bookmark it. Do you know how much root that is? Is that guy just sitting on a bag? Yo, I feel like Harry Swan is a celebrity every time you call him out in here. Yo, Harry Swan is the man, Atari. You're not wrong. Harry, I don't know if you're... I'm trying to look over... It doesn't show on my side how long you've been here, but Harry's been like a day oneer. Guy's absolutely insane. Okay, scrolling along here. Guys, apparently in Taiwan... a parliament member reportedly stole a bill and ran away with it to stop it from being passed. Why in the world is the world, said world twice there, this crazy? Every day you wake up and there's just something you'd be like, there's no way that would ever happen. And then boom, it happens. It's like, it's one of the funniest things that are out there. And another one, it's kind of funny, is Dolce & Gabbana sued for messing up delivery of its NFTs. I didn't even know Dolce & Gabbana even did an NFT. Like, am I crazy? Also, consensus price increase extended. Okay, how expensive do you think the consensus tickets are? But for the Dolce & Gabbana, the company promoted the NFTs, telling customers that buying the DG family NFTs would grant them access to various digital rewards. The complaint alleges, okay? So a customer sued Dolce & Gabbana USA for delaying the delivery of the products, causing him to lose value on the DG family NFTs. Okay, so it's like a single person. This got like 14 articles written about it, by the way, just for clarity of how how big the news got. But Bloomberg reported that the customer also alleged that the digital outfits with the NFTs couldn't be used for another 11 days after they were released because D&G didn't get approval on time. Approval on what? Digital outfits for what? Like, are these supposed to be just something that you have in a wallet and there's nothing extra to it? This is the problem, I think, with the large majority of the space is there's things where we're like, hey, we're going to do these digital wearables, but like, where are you going to do them for? You know what I mean? I just got an ad for a Bitcoin ETF on Twitch. Top signals. Oh my goodness. Banana Man, potentially. Absolutely, potentially. I keep seeing on the headlines almost every single day, though, like something massive happening of like big hedge funds and all these people getting in on the ETFs, but it doesn't do anything for the price. So who in the halibut is dumping here? The report said Luke Brown lost $5,800 on the NFTs he bought and filed the case in the Southern District of New York. Again, does anybody remember the Dolce & Gabbana NFTs? Oh my goodness, I need to try to get your... Hold on, I'm going to switch over to this screen because... is the equivalent of your Trader Joe's cashier talking about Ethereum or Uber driver? maybe. But no, we're just looking at the different headlines and things happening within the space. And so like consensus is popping up here. And I've always had a massive issue with these IRL events because they just charge an arm and a leg. Like if you are somebody who's doing something within the space, you might kind of find value of it. But I went to the Blockchain Futurist one in Toronto and all the speakers there, which... not a problem, but almost all of them just like came on stage and talked about something that they were trying to sell the product of. So one of the original Ethereum founders was there and they were trying to sell this box that was a computer game, but it was also like a board game, and it could potentially be a node at some point, but that was kind of the sales pitch at the end. Earlier times he's given the backstory of Ethereum, which was like kind of cool. And then they had a saxophonist from like a massively popular like older band like the Kiss era type deal, but whoever the hell had a saxophone, obviously it's not Kiss, but you get the idea. And then they were like, oh, we're doing like these NFT characters, except their entire band got like stopped at the borders. So they had like a drummer and the guy that was doing the saxophone, and they were missing the guitar, and it was all these weird things. And it was just this big sales pitch, and it felt super claustrophobic, but they were charging so much money for it. And so for consensus here, if you're wanting to go, $1,499 US. New to the space, this pass is for you with Thursday and Friday access to the main exhibition floor and stages and week-long access to the community hub and after-hour party. So are the costs for these things, which apparently you're saving $600, I might add, so I guess it gets more expensive. Like, what's the value for the average person to go to these? For the Pro Pass, the best pass for professionals, entrepreneurs, creators, and innovators looking to expand their network and diversify their crypto knowledge. Atari, you've been to 2 Bitcoin Miami events, and it was a shill fest. Cringe AF. Again, I think it's cool that there's like meetups, but from my experience doing NFT NYC twice, the side events with certain collections or just meeting up, like I threw it on X one day, like, hey, I'm gonna be at like this pizza joint if anybody wants to show up, and I genuinely didn't think anyone would come. I think we had like 6 or 7 people. And like some of them were there, like thinking, like, hey, like I legitimately want to like network or chat. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And we, bought pizza, got drinks for all the gang, and it was good. At that price, I better be getting happy. It needs every night. Yo, facts. And so here's the thing for the piranha. Listen, you're swimming in the ocean for the piranha pass, guys, only $9,000. Only 9,000. That's crazy. The ultimate consensus experience for true VIPs centered around added comfort and community. Okay, for $9,000, respectfully, I need you to chill a little bit more on like why this is worth it, okay? Apparently there's only 10 of them left, but on the checklist here, they have galleries, sponsored sessions, open finance summit, branding creator summit, experiences, networking app, talent hub, networking and events, like yada, yada, yada. If we go to the events here, I'm just kind of curious if we can find out like more because I've honestly never looked into it. So there's a Sui Connect, OKX Web3 mixer, Stellar X, Blockchain Bungalow, Ripple and Nuvi, Consensus After Hours, Listen, Banana, maybe that's where you got to go, brother. Yo, Dirty, Bitcoin Miami, meaning that annual conference that just moved to Nashville, was it bat? Yo, did they move it to Nashville? Really? Interesting. I don't know what the price is, but $400 probably sounds about right for it. Helium Mobile Taco. Yo, that was the other thing. So like the most exciting part of the Toronto Futurist conference was the fact that they had a bunch of food trucks that was like really good. I mean, like really, really, really good. Okay, so I was sent this article the other day, and I wanted to chat about it right quick. So it says, Web3 and consumer crypto goes mobile. Have you not seen that almost everything is going mobile? I don't know if this was the direction, if we think back a year or two ago, because it felt like everybody was just building a game, but didn't really specify whether it was mobile or not. So a variety of companies are looking to disrupt the mobile industry with blockchain. Vodafone wants to integrate crypto wallets into smartphone SIM cards, aiming to link to the identity of users on chain. Now, I have heard some things of them thinking like, hey, we can set up like completely decentralized infrastructure through mobile phones, which if that happens, should be interesting. T-Mobile partnered with Fligs Mobile to offer mobile plans that rewarded users with monthly Bitcoin cashback. Okay, get more people within there. DPIN, cell service provided by Helium Mobile, introduces new $20 plans with unlimited data in bid to compete with bigger providers. So that last one there is huge. As somebody who's in Canada, the phone plans are terrible. From like internet, all that kind of thing. You have like Rogers and Bell and like some subsidies that are basically those ones, but masked as something different. And they're all insanely expensive. But I've seen like in the US and other places, especially like over in Europe, is like, if you want unlimited data on a phone, it doesn't cost you like $100+ a month. It's insane. So zooming in, Helium incentivizes users to build and maintain mobile networks, leveraging its infrastructure with rewards in the form of HNT token. And look at the exponential growth within this. Total Helium Mobile subscriber NFTs in 2023, it looks like there's basically less than, we'll just say 5,000 people that were in it. But in May 2024, it's jumped all the way up to 80,000. 80,000, and it's not even been a year. And I mean, if we think about Top Shot earlier, and they were like 27,000 users from the past few months, this one is huge. I've had that mobile phone idea for a while, but not sure it works, especially outside the US, where a lot more people get their phones on secondary markets. Okay, that's a good point. What do you think, though, about like the Web3 gaming? And this is kind of for everybody here. What do you guys think is going to actually matter within Web3 gaming? Because we did a panel, and I kind of talked about this yesterday, so sorry if it's repeated. But everybody was there, and I guess was like a speaker trying to represent a metaverse. So there was Sandbox, there was Decentraland, there was Futureverse, and Wilder World. And everybody kind of had their opinions, and it felt like almost all of them were relatively the same of, we just need to have fun games, or make things seamless, hide the tech. And I think everybody's aware of that. But have we really not gotten to a point where like none of these things are fleshed out, or have they been fleshed out and the products that have that working haven't launched yet? We have all these narratives, and I've also seen like the timeline losing their mind like every single day. Yesterday, I saw somebody post about how nobody is building like the proper infrastructure. Nobody cares. Somebody said, yeah, I agree. It's all like a casino. NFTs masked all this stuff. And the emotion on the timeline is insane. I don't know how you guys are feeling on a day to day, but like I'm kind of sitting back, we're playing a little bit of League of Legends and I'm enjoying it, but man, the timeline is just dastardly sometimes. Did you sell during the early 2021 Top Shot peak? That was some crazy times. So not really. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, to explain how awkward it was at the time, like the stream blew up, right? And so for anybody that's watching that might be a little bit newer, you might look at the Twitch numbers and be like, "Shill, how the hell do you have 6,000 followers and there's like 5-10 people here when you stream?" At least, specifically on Twitch. And genuinely, when I started streaming Top Shot, I was just thinking, okay, not a whole lot of people are covering this. I'm really excited about it. And we blew up. Like I got the partnership status on Twitch within like 2.5 months. We're having like 100+ people a part of it. And then as soon as the market started dwindling to the side, which Dirty, I'm not, your name looks familiar. So I don't remember if you fall back there, but Animan, I feel like you were there too. But things got toxic. Like we used to have whale fights in the Discord of people trying to show each other up to say, "Oh, I have more money than you." And then like on the stream, people were gifting like 50 subs to like yell at each other and try to flex. And I'm like, what is going on? This doesn't make any sense. And like I'm sitting here, we're talking about the marketplace, trying to get excited, everybody, woohoo, what did you get in your packs? But it's wild to see the difference that it was kind of back then. You know what I'm talking about, to what it is now. Because again, most of the people that were in that, they came they left kind of Top Shot and they went into the Ethereum game. And I really think that, there's so much praise that's put on what Bored Ape did at the time. And I think that for the most part, everybody was on Twitter. I don't know why. It just seemed to be like the platform for it. And there was a lot of people that connected over Top Shot. And then Bored Apes came out and people started using it as like their digital identifier. And I know at a point, Top Shot somebody tried to do a thing where they made like a profile icon that was like a certain Top Shot moment. So Giannis's debut per se, a bunch of people were rocking that as their PFPs. And then it was kind of like this extra identity. And then there was all these clubhouses. And then what was the other one? I mean, Spaces came out and everybody was just like, "Oh, we feel a part of this thing." And I remember even in the Discord, we tried to make it at one point where it's like, "Hey, if you had an ape, like let's do like a quick 30-minute hour call talking about people's day." And why did we do that? I have no idea, but it felt like you were a part of something. And that kind of goes back to the time when we're online all the time with COVID and whatnot. Like it gave us a place to connect. And that was pretty much like all we did. And so there was like this really weird phenomenon that happened at the time. And so obviously we're still here looking like, hey, is that ever going to happen again? Probably not. But I do think that there are going to be many launches, games, experiences, what have you, that everybody kind of comes together and really likes. Like, I mean, Jeremy, he's back from that early days of things. And if you follow him, he does a whole bunch of parallel streams. And there's people that I used to follow on my timeline that are into different things that they necessarily weren't originally, but they are now, or, things at the time that, they FUDed. They're like, "Hey, this is great now." Oh yeah, I was there. My Top Shot account estimate was high 6 figures at some point. I'm pretty positive the account that I had hit $1 million one day. We streamed it. We had like a party. we had the Raptors flag up in the back behind me in like in the basement kitchen of where we were renting at the time. And I needed to know more people in person. They could have come by and been like, "Yo, listen, that's $1 million. I understand that you think this is going to the moon, but it's basketball moments." But at the same time, I mean, the sports industry for like the physical cards were going pretty crazy as well. It's wild to think about. And also like on Dropbox, I'm pretty sure that I have a lot of the streams saved because I was like, "Oh, maybe there's a time that we can go back." And then my Dropbox, I canceled it one day, and then I realized, oh my goodness, they're still there, even though I got canceled because I thought everything got completely wiped. But anyway, that's going to do it for this edition of XFeed. I appreciate you guys repping, coming on through. It is FUD Friday. I am excited for next week. For anyone, again, that's tuning in a little bit late, we're going to be interviewing the Futureverse founders, Aaron and Shara, next week on Tuesday, I believe, the 21st. Let me double check here. Yes, it's going to be on Tuesday at 7 p.m. I'm going to assume it's going to be an hour long. Maybe we'll try to go a little bit more. When Diablo 4, remember when we all bought Diablo 4? We played it for a day and then just said, I kind of feel like that's me with Nifty Island. I'm not sure if any of you guys are farming the airdrop rewards, but it sounds like they gave out like 150 of the NFTs that give you like a massive boost for the airdrop for them. And I'm like, son of a gun, could have done that. I was really into it for like a week and then never again. You played it for a day. Yeah, I did. It was fun for that day. And then never again. But, speaking of Blizzard, where the hell is Daniel Allegre? The guy that was in charge of Yuga Labs. Listen, the guy was like eating peanut butter on the floor, and then they bought Moonbirds and then gave like the speech where he read off a paper, and then he got fired or let go. I have no idea. The Gift and Cool Cats 2 challenge with withdrawals disabled. The Derrick Rose moment. I think there was Hachimura in there as well. Was Julius Randle a part of that? For Cool Cats 2, I know there was the Luka. I think there was PJ Washington, a Steph Curry one that went, like the Steph Curry one, like almost went for like nothing immediately. And then at the very end, Luka. And then what did you get for collecting all the Cool Cats? It was like a sweater and a moment display case. What a time. We were playing League earlier, by the way, Juice. Xander absolutely lost his mind. Everybody fed. It was horrible. We need games. Listen, if you're a game maker out there, I want to preface this. I play League almost every night. And you either go for one game or 3 games, almost never more. Why? Because game 1 usually goes fine. Game 2, if something goes minutely wrong, everybody loses their mind and says, I'm done, I quit, never playing again. And it's like, we enjoy the game, guys. Why do we tilt so hard over these things? But people care about the game. So can we make something that people like? Okay, so Josh, Bob, and Xander today, we played a couple games. First one went great. The other ones, not so much. Not so much. Wasn't there supposed to be a Cool Cats lounge in every stadium or something? Yeah, so Top Shot at the time said a lot of different things. Like, one, there was supposed to be a video game that all the moments were going to use. I have a video up on the YouTube channel if anybody wants to go check it out. And it was with Plunge Father, and he found an unlisted YouTube video of what the Top Shot game was supposed to be. And I remember at the time posting it being like, I'm surprised nobody's like, wow, this is insane, because I posted it and it almost got like no attention at the time, but that was supposed to be the big thing for it. The in-arena activations as well, it felt like they kind of did for some playoffs, and for the NFT NYC event, I think it was the first year where, maybe it was the second, but they had Quavo and Swaggy P, really cool kind of like experience for that, but the Knicks were playing that night, and I remember we were at the game with the boys, and across the way on the corner, courtside seats, who do I see? Roham. When did the Top Shot party end? Not at the time. Man was ditching the Top Shot party to go sit courtside at the next game. Unbelievable. But it's probably worth it. Probably worth it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this, guys. Seriously, I appreciate you coming on through. Juicy Juice Rip Banana. Is it ripe or rip? Dirty Harry's Swan. Atari. And I know there was another one in here that was way back. Jay Louie. I don't know if you're still here, but Jay Louie too.